What's up everybody, it's Joe here with Joseph Lake Photography. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the leaked images and specifications that we have from DJI about the new FPV drone and the new goggles that we're going to be getting. All right, real quick before we get into the information about the new Avata drone, Avata, you tell me. But before we get into the information about the new drone, just a real quick plug for the channel. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe buttons. I just got back from my trip over into southern Utah where I went to Lake Powell and Glen Canyon and a bunch of other really fun and exciting places. That video will be out really soon. To check for that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and you'll see that when it comes up in your feed if you go ahead and hit the notification bell. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the information about this new drone. All right, so the current drone actually has the ability to shoot 4K footage up to, I think it's 60 frames per second. And what we're hearing now is that with this new drone, with this new sensor, which is going to be a 1/1.3 inch sensor, previously a 1/1.7 inch sensor, still 48 megapixels, still 155-degree field of view, but that the previous drone could be shooting at 4K up to 60 frames a second. That has now been increased to 120 frames per second, both at 4K and at 2.7K. And the 180p has been increased from 120 to 240 frames per second. So it looks like not only an increase in the quality of the sensor, but also potentially some of the infrastructure, maybe the chip, the processing inside to be able to process that additional video throughput. First gen version of the drone would record at 150 megabits per second using the MP4 standard container, and it would be shooting in either standard mode or their D-Cine-alike mode. This new drone will actually have the ability to shoot in their log-D format, similar to what you find on the Mavic series drones. And it is shooting in 10-bit, but at 120-ish megabits per second. So I'm not sure if that is an increase in compression. Normally lower is not better. But obviously if this is a sensor with larger photo sites, then you're gonna get better quality low light, better quality color. 10-bit color is much appreciated. Log is much appreciated so that you can shoot, edit, and export in much higher color ranges like full HDR, HLG PQ, Rec 2020, if you're gonna be editing in an HDR workflow to export. Also, apparently DJI has improved their Rocksteady stabilization system into version 3.0 to be able to improve the kind of horizontal stabilization of the drone, incorporating both horizon steady and horizon balance features into the new version. While the actual design of the drone doesn't look considerably different, it looks like kind of the improvements that we got from like the Mavic to the Mavic 2. Everything looks a little more sleek, a little more put together. Obviously, this is an iteration, a slight evolution on the previous design. It does look like they have modified the battery component just a bit, and that probably makes sense considering the fact that this is a much larger battery. Previously, the drone came with about 2,400 milliamps in that battery. This current battery is going to be 3,400 milliamps. That is a considerable improvement from one model to the next. Which also makes sense considering the fact that flight times have gone from 18 minutes to 27 minutes. That is a huge improvement on this drone. And I would say for me personally, the difference between 18 and 27 minutes and the addition of that D-Log color profile, that's where this drone becomes really exciting for someone like me who would be wanting to shoot more cinematic style shots. Otherwise though, concepts look the same. This is still a Cinewoop style drone. It's still got propeller guards on it. Everything looks about the same. Again, just kind of an iteration on the previous drone design. Where it looks like a lot of the improvement is coming is actually going to be in the goggles, in the headset, the transmission technology, and kind of how that's going to work. Now, previously there were two different offerings on the goggles. There was DJI Goggles 2 and the DJI FPV Goggles 2, or DJI FPV Goggles V2, I guess. And the previous version of the Goggles 2 weighed about 200-ish, 250 grams. This new version is 420 grams, so it's considerably heavier than Goggles 2, but about the same weight as the FPV Goggles V2. And those FPV goggles were also about 1400 by 800 in terms of the resolution. These new version 3 goggles are 1920 by 1080, similar to Goggles 2, with a 100 hertz refresh rate. But the big advantage here is the ability to record up to 1080p 60 on the goggles. The other big advantage is the fact that these are actually going to have front-facing cameras. So the idea here is that you would actually step into more of a kind of augmented style reality, kind of mixed reality, similar to like a Oculus style or Meta Quest headset, where you'd actually be able to see the world around you while also potentially looking at a component of your screen that has your flight information, maybe even have your flight information outside of the actual video response that you're getting from your drone, so that you don't bump into stuff as you move around or walk around. You can see things coming at you. What we don't yet know is whether or not they're going to be an independent product, or if they're only going to be for the new drone, or if they'll be available for other drones as well. But I am glad to see that both we're seeing updates to this drone family as well as to the goggles. It's exciting to see them continue to push this forward. We have no idea about release dates or pricing, although I wouldn't be surprised if dates come fast. Normally we don't start seeing leaks and pictures like this until something is really close on the horizon. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw things very, very soon. So that's it. That's the update real quick on the information that we have about the Avata drone, Avata Kedavra, drone from DJI and the Goggles 3. So it's super fun and interesting. I have yet to actually buy one of these. I am so terrified to just crash it into the side of a mountain. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Is this something that would have you actually order this drone? Or are you already an owner of an FPV drone and this would be your upgrade? Or you're waiting for something else and this isn't really the thing that's kind of keying you off to spend some of your hard-earned money? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.